There's many, by the way. I just wanted to give you some examples. So when the sunlight comes to Earth, 40% of the sunlight will be reflected back, and only 60% will go through if there is a cloudy weather. Yeah, if there is a cloud, 40% will be reflected. Now, when whatever remains of this sunlight reaches the surface of the ocean, and if there is waves on the surface of the ocean, what does the wave does to the light? It breaks the light. Yeah, it breaks the light. That's fact. So when it breaks the light, only half of that, or barely half of that, will go through. Yeah. So people, they could observe the surface wave. Fine. But only recently they discovered underneath the surface of the ocean, deep in the ocean, there is another wave goes in another direction. So if the surface waves goes in this direction, there is another type of waves goes in another direction. They call sea currents. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I have.
They discovered it recently. And the sea current, they travels in what?
In another direction.
In what? What's the process? In waves. Yeah? So they travel in waves. Yeah? So the sea current travels in waves in another direction. So when the sunlight, whatever remains after the clouds and after the surface of the sea, which have waves, deep in the ocean, there is another wave goes in another direction. You call the sea current. It breaks whatever remains from that wave. And deep in the ocean, it is the absence of light. Even if someone takes his hand out of his pocket, he will be unable to see it. That's why there are creatures deep in the ocean. They are blind. There's no need for the light. So the point is, who taught Muhammad about this fact?
Has to be. Wow. Has to be. Because obviously, yeah, it has to be God, right? It has to be.
There is no way. And bear in mind that Muhammad was an illiterate person, and people testify for him that he's a truthful person. Even people who didn't accept Islam, they testify he's a truthful person, he's an honest person. And he never worshipped other than Allah. And he was always, and then he went to one day and started pondering, and then God has revealed to him these revelations. And this is not ambiguous, hypotheses. Those are facts which is discovered recently. Okay, they said maybe they're going to try. Let's see another example. When you are sitting in the night in a clear sky, when you see the stars, you see the stars?
When I'm sitting down
and you look into the sky and you see those beautiful stars.
It's night time. I'll probably see a few.
So those stars, yeah, you see stars.
Yeah.
You see the stars now?
That's why I stay here.
Not now.
So when you see the stars at the current time, or at the time when you are looking at them, or what do you see exactly?
Well, right now.
No, I'm not talking about this moment. I'm talking about in the night.
I kind of lost you a bit.
All right, I will answer you. You literally, when you look into the sky and you see the stars in the night, you are seeing history, correct?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
See light, isn't it
because those stars, they are billions of years away from us. So when the light departs from those stars, it takes them millions of light years. Do you know what means light years? Meaning when the light travels in the space in a year, those millions of them, until it reaches your eye. So what happened to those stars at this moment?
They're just there, you just look at it.
Those stars their history, meaning the cosmologists, they say, this moment, at this point, those stars, they are not even there. It is not there. It's either they turn to black hole, or they move from that place because they agreed that this universe is expanding. And God has mentioned this in the Quran. God has said, we have created the heavens and we are expanding it. And not just that, and God has mentioned another verse in the Quran saying, when God making an oath by something in the Quran, it means something to ponder, something to think. God said, I will not make an oath by the positions of the stars. Positions. Look at the term. By the positions of the stars. And it is a great oath. But you are not yet aware of that. So God is talking to those people 1400 years ago. You are not yet aware of this. What you see there, those are the positions of the stars. They are not the stars. Who taught Muhammad about this fact?
It has to be good because at that time, like
No way.
They wouldn't know that. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no modern scientific technology at that time to know that. So it has to be.
Exactly. That's my point. Not just that. Adding more to you. What about the development of the fetus in the womb of the mother? Do you think people will know?
Not at that time.
Okay, so God has mentioned in the Quran when God has said created you from like a blood clot or like a cells, which is like a leech hanged in the womb. Then it developed to like a bite size. Then it developed into bones, and then those bones covered with the flesh, and then it became to another creation. Who taught Muhammad about it?
From a little man that could not read or write. Like, has to be God.
Has to be God. And moreover than this, even historical facts. Since you came from Christian background, let me tell you some historical facts. Now, maybe if you read some of the Bible, you came across something of the Bible. One of the things it says, the story of Moses. You know the story of Moses and Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Joseph and Pharaoh. Moses and Pharaoh, Joseph and Pharaoh, happy days, no problem. So you will find in the Quran, you'll find the story of Moses, like your name, and Pharaoh. You'll find it scattered around the Quran. Moses and Pharaoh and Moses, no problem. But in the Quran, there is one single chapter suddenly changed the tone from Pharaoh to a king. Just only one chapter. Listen to that, and that's so profound. So this story, it says about Joseph and the king of his time. So keep saying in the same chapter, Joseph and the king and Joseph and all of these things. But when it comes to Moses, always Pharaoh. When it comes to Joseph, it's king. So the Christian in the old times, they used to say, you Muslims, you got it wrong. You don't call it Pharaoh, you are wrong. We said if it came from God, we have to accept this. Until an Englishman, recently, 100 years ago or something or so, the late 19th century, discovered what is called Risotto Stone. Have you heard about that?
No.
So basically, this Risotto Stone, they discovered an ancient stone which is literally has the old hieroglyphic Egyptian language. Explained into what? Into old Greek language and then into Latin language. Then they dismantled the information which is mentioned in the old Egyptian history, and then they came to a fact. They said it is impossible, impossible for the king at the time of Joseph to be called Pharaoh, because at that time Hyksos used to rule Egypt, and Hyksos later from Mediterranean leaders who took over Egypt, and then they never used the title Pharaoh. They used kings, used to be kings. Later on, when the ancient Egyptians took over from them, and then they introduced the title Pharaoh into kingship. So the point is, who taught Muhammad about this fact? My brother Moses. So, going back to the promise that we have said in the beginning, if the truth comes to you and if it makes sense to you, you will accept it, correct? Correct? Those are your words. Now, you want to accept Islam according to your promise and according to your 12.
So, because since I was young, I've been brought up to my upbringing has all been Christianity, and my parents Christian, and I used to go to church every day. I even went to church today.
But the truth is the truth, correct? Yeah. Now, do you want to accept Islam?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So in Islam, we don't have a pool to jump in. There is nothing in Islam, nothing. all what you need to do as a Muslim to become a Muslim is to say the words of testimony. To say, I testify, none worthy of worship except Allah. Allah in Arabic means the one God. And to testify that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. And to testify that Jesus, peace be upon him, that he is a messenger of Allah. As simple as that. You want to do that? Okay. So repeat after me. Yeah. We'll say it in English and then we'll say it in Arabic. All right? Okay, Moses? Yeah?
Yeah.
I testify that there is none worthy of worship, none worthy of worship except Allah, and I testify that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and I testify that Jesus is the messenger of Allah. We'll say it in Arabic. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله وأشهد أن عيسى رسول الله. That's it. Bless you, God bless you and feed you with all goodness and all faith. See this beautiful feeling?
Yeah, that's such a
I know. That is the feeling. It's a burden that's been lifted from you. That's all. That's a beautiful feeling. That's how we feel. You see?
Yeah, that's such
Give a hug to your brother.
What's his name?
His name is Moses.
Moses, how you doing?
Brother Musa.
You mean Musa?
Musa.
So, Barakallah Feek, Sheikh. So we have a new Muslim program with Sheikh doing as well,
Inshallah.
which is we teach how to pray. Like, so if you want to learn how to pray, you can book a session with us, inshallah. We'll send you a guided prayer mat, and Sheikh Mohammed or myself will teach you how to pray step by step. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. So
We'll take your number now.
Yeah, go to. Also, let me give you the website name. You
Yeah,
can book it from there. It's called salahplus.com. Yeah.
Yeah, inshallah.
Okay. And take the number of the
I will
Sheikh.
send him, inshallah, the
Yes,
website.
send it, inshallah. Book it, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay.
And yeah, it'll be nice.
Take my number, inshallah. All right. And then, yeah, and let me put my number for you.
I don't have any data, so I'll just see that.
Yeah, that's my number. Let me just. Do you have credit, by the way?
No. But I'll just
Okay.
save it.
Okay, give me your number so I could put it in. Here. Just give me your number here.
Oh yeah, let me type it.
Yeah, type it here. You know, you are a member of this great family. We're all your brothers and sisters. Okay, I'll ring you now. So, yeah, this is my number. My name is Sheikh Muhammad. Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
nice meeting you. Let me type your name, inshallah ta'ala, and then what we will be doing, inshallah. Moses, yes? Moses and surname. Just type it. Okay. All right, brother Moses. Yeah, we'll be in touch. Yeah. As believer in Allah, as believer in Allah, we pray 5 times a day. We fast the month of Ramadan as well. These things slowly, inshallah, you will learn. We believe in Allah. We believe that Allah has sent as well created angels and as well sent revelations one after another. Sent Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, peace be upon all of them, that they were sent by Allah to us. And as well, we believe in the hereafter, and we believe in the decree that God decreed things as well in this life. All of these things which we believe. We will just be slowly, inshallah, will be teaching you. But at the same time now for you, I wanted just to take you just how, step by step, how to pray. I will send you a website, inshallah, to book a session. Inshallah, soon. Where do you live, by the way?
I live in Victoria.
Okay, not far from here. So we may do on one Wednesdays, We may do some sessions for the brothers just to teach them how to pray. I will send you, inshallah ta'ala, invitation, and then you will be coming and join us. All right?
Can I take this?
Yes, of course.
By the way,
Take
do
it.
you have a YouTube channel?
No, I don't have. But I'll get you something, inshallah, as well for you. Brother, give me some books. The book there. Yeah? Jazakallah khair. Right? Here's something that could be helpful for you. Something that you could go through. Maybe this as well. Yeah? So these things, just only some literature to read. All right? All right, Brother Moses?
Yeah.
I love your courage, by the way. That's the truth, is to be followed. Correct?
Has to be.
Yes. You're welcome to your family. We're all your brothers and sisters. And as well, don't be hesitant to ask if you have any question. If you have anything, just let me know. And we will be there for you. And you are the best Muslim walking on earth. Do you know why?
Wow.
Because in Islam, you start high. You have all your previous sins is wiped. Like you are like a newborn baby. And all of us who are sinners, we have many sins and you don't have. So that's why we are requesting you, humbly requesting you, supplicate for us. Say, oh God, forgive those brothers. Say it to us.
Oh God, forgive me.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair. All right, may Allah bless you, my brother.
Thank you.
And keep in touch, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, salam alaikum. Take care. All right, Jazakallah khair. All right, my brother. Jazakallah khair. Allah barik feek. Jazakallah khair. Allah barik feek. Alhamdulillah. Huh? Who's putting rubbish in my thing?
Yeah, don't do it. People think it's rubbish.